Hello students, welcome back to the third video. This is the chapter number 4, the Mughal Empire. In this chapter, we are going to study in this video about the Mughal traditions of succession. Okay, so we have already studied in the second video about how Babur had captured over and he had established his Mughal empire in Delhi and Agra. He was the person who had been thrown out from Fargana. He had to find a place, okay. So he got into, wandered so many places, he asked for work, small works he did, and finally he got to the place called Kabul, and then finally he got good people, and further he had fought with Ibrahim Lodi in 1526 in the first battle of Panipat, where Ibrahim lost the battle. Ibrahim Lodi had lost it and Babur wins over Delhi and Agra. So now we are proceeding further, that is Mughal tradition of succession. Mughals did not believe in the rule of primogeniture. Okay, what do you mean by that? A system where eldest son inherits his father's estate. Okay, here it is believed that Mughals wished that they do not give the whole empire to the eldest son, whereas they believed, Mughals believed in the Timrud custom. Okay, they believed in the Timrud custom. What is that? Copper cenary, that is division of property amongst all the sons. Okay, if the empire is there, that is to be divided among how many children you have. So that's how they divided. So Mughals did not believe in the rule of primogeniture. Okay, that is a system where eldest son is not given or he is not inheriting his father's estate, whereas they believed, Mughals believed in copper cenary, that is Timrud custom, where division of property amongst all sons is done. So this way the property is divided among all the children. Now relationship of Mughals with other rulers. Okay, how were the relationship of Mughals with the other rulers? Mughals campaigned against other rulers. Okay, they had campaigned against the other rulers. Then many rulers joined Mughals voluntarily. Most of them saw the power and voluntarily they wanted to work with the Mughals, so they joined with the Mughals. Rajput people who supported the Mughals, okay, they they had intermarriages, so that's how the relations started building up. So Rajputs married their daughters into Mughal families. Rajputs received high position in Mughal court. Okay, most of the Rajput girls got married to the Mughals, and in Mughal court, okay, the Rajputs got a higher position in the courts. Even defeated rulers were treated honorably by Mughals. So Mughals, what they did, all the Rajputs who were lost, okay, who had who were being defeated by the Mughals, they were treated very well because they become in a relationship. So now they had to maintain the relationship. That's how these people were treated very well in the Mughal empire. Many defeated rulers were given their land, that is the Watan, back as assignments, that is Watan and Jagir. So the land was given back. The ones who were defeated, the property was given back. They were given more respect in the courts of Mughals, and that's how the whole property came back to them, and they had back the assignments of the Jagirs, and they could rule over that. Whatever rent they collected, that is to be submitted to the Mughals. So this is how the relationship of Mughals with the other rulers were maintained. So this type of friendly relationship which they kept, that's how they could rule for many years in India. So you have understood with this topic. We will meet in the fourth video. Till then, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.